It's Friday, May 24th. You've got Goose, you've got Coach, and once again, you're inside the core. Goose, what's up, man?
Hey, Coach. How's it going, man? We're doing well. Lots of good things happening with ZelCore. We've got our latest update, number, 2.0.3, Luna.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just released here today and got a handful of new features, man. Is there anything that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, I think right off the bat, we have some very important binary updates to several coins. So that includes Genesis, which is Gen X, Zcash Bitcoin, and I think a couple others. So the main one being, of course, Bitcoin, which recently got an upgrade from version 0.17 to now 0.18. So we're running the latest version of Bitcoin. Keep making sure we keep everything updated. I mean, that's what you want. We want to get the latest features and make sure it's working tip top for everyone.
Absolutely. That's it's quite a bit to keep up with from our team. With having so many different assets and on our project, it's always a lot of work to make sure you're staying up to date. We do a good job of doing that, and so that's good that we're up to date on that. And along with Bitcoin, the default Bitcoin fees per byte have been set a little higher, so there will be a little bit higher fee to send Bitcoin to and from, just to make sure that transactions getting pushed through, right?
Yeah, boy, the mempool was full the last couple weeks because, well, everybody knows this issue with Bitfinex and Tether, and the problem there is that a lot of people were selling their Tether for Bitcoin, and so that generated a ton of Bitcoin transactions, which the more Bitcoin transactions there are in the mempool and on the network, the higher the fee needs to be to process those transactions because of the demand. It's a very simple sort of supply and demand kind of a thing. Greater number of transactions, higher demand, therefore higher fees. And because the default fee in ZelCore was set a little bit lower, that could have made it certain transactions delayed rather than having them go through a lot more quickly. So increasing that helps keep us in line with the current usage on the network.
Absolutely. So it's kind of a necessity in order to move those transactions at a speed that most people will be pleased with. So just understand that's kind of part of the deal there.
And yeah, I will say that, when it comes to the Bitcoin fee, you can put your own fee in there. So if you want to use a lower fee, you're always welcome to do that. Just know that the lower your fee, the longer it's going to take for that transaction to go through. Yeah.
So like Goose is saying, that's a default fee that's going to show up. So if you just make a transaction on Bitcoin, hit the send button, that's the fee that's going to default pop up. But definitely be aware that you can adjust that, and there might be some consequences if you lower it. So it's good to kind of point that out there, Goose. And then
and I'm looking at it myself right now, and of course I think it changes depending on how much you are. It does change depending on how much you're sending, but just for, let's say, for a minimal amount of 0.01 Bitcoin, you're looking at 0.0003616. So it's a relatively low number, less than $3 US to send your Bitcoin. Okay, but at least that way it will definitely go through.
Right. So that's good to know, good to point out. And another upgrade or update is the Ravencoin asset list has been updated, and there's been a few bug fixes along with the Raven assets as well. Any characters containing backslash or hash or pound sign hashtag for the young folks out there, they weren't able to send. So we were kind of able to fix that and allow for the Ravencoin assets to move around a little bit more fluidly.
Pound sign, aka hashtag.
Yeah, and just along with a couple other bug fixes, I know we've talked about mining quite a bit, and talked about our setup just to a certain extent. But I mine Ethereum Classic quite a bit, and so I have a decent amount sitting in my wallet. And one of the bug fixes is that the ETC sometimes was not able to show the balance, and sounds like they got that fixed. So I did experience that from time to time, but it should be clear now.
Yep. and along with some other server issues that we've had over the last week and a half or so, that sometimes the server gets overloaded and then we're unable to show a balance, or sometimes the server is in the process of rebooting and a balance won't show. And rest assured, if that's ever the case within ZelCore, it's not a matter of ZelCore itself per se. In many cases, what it is the seed node that's providing the information to your particular client. And as long as you hold your private keys, as in the case of ZelCore, whenever you type in your username and password, you are the owner of the crypto that you store within ZelCore. Nothing is happening to your crypto. It's just a matter of those seed nodes sometimes going down. We're in the process of outfitting those nodes with a little bit more robust server so that you don't run into those problems. But
yes, no doubt, man. And then, hey, one of the big features, and I know we probably want to spend a little time talking about this, is now possible to request a payment using CoinRequest.io from your ZelCore wallet as a payment request. So,
yeah,
you want to kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, CoinRequest is pretty earth-shattering if you ask me, because this is a payment portal. Right now, anyone can send a link to anyone else requesting crypto, and it is probably one of the easiest things to do now that we've integrated that functionality directly into ZelCore. So, for instance, like if I wanted to send Bitcoin to someone, all I would need is for them to send me a request. So they could request that payment with their ZelCore wallet. Now, see, it's a little easier. If I know you, you know me, I can just, send you my address, right? That's easy. And we're used to that. But what do you do with people who are not very familiar with the technology yet? Well, you do something that they are familiar with. You send them a link.
Right.
How does PayPal work? You request a payment, right? People know this from, if you've ever done a transaction on eBay, then eBay, which, still to this date, at least right now, use PayPal. I did hear that they weren't going to be using PayPal for much longer, but that's maybe for another podcast. But long story short, you go on there and the seller requests a payment from you via PayPal, and they do that by sending you a direct message or an email with a link in it. You click on that link, and then PayPal has all the information there. It says this is how much you owe, this is the address that it's coming from, this is the address you want it sent to, and then how you want to pay for it, right? Very simple. Well, you can do the same exact thing with crypto now, thanks to CoinRequest.
Yeah, and that's, talking a little bit about some things that are happening right now in the crypto space, not to get too off topic, but just to touch on it. You have Facebook, which I know a lot of people cringe when I bring this up, but Facebook is kind of exploring blockchain, and I think they announced maybe a global coin will be the name of a cryptocurrency they'll come out with. And then you look at AT&T taking crypto payments or Bitcoin payments in order to pay your cell phone bill. You're starting to see this adoption happening just a little bit. And I think you said something that's really important right there. You talk about things that people are used to. And that's definitely something that people definitely have some familiarity with in terms of, PayPal and all those other, entities that allow for you to do that. So CoinRequest is an awesome little tool that would be greatly utilized in the ZelCore wallet, man. I'm really excited about this.
Well, the way I see it is crypto is the internet 2.0. We're seeing a lot of the same exact trends that we saw in the 90s. Now some people who are listening might not have, been old enough, maybe even alive at that point, to actually understand or appreciate what was going on at that time. But let me just put it this way, all right, as somebody who lived through it, I can tell you right now that everybody and their sister and brother too created a website that was a supposed e-commerce website, and they would sell you whatever they wanted on that website. It was very, very arcane in its interface. The payment system was very clunky, almost disgusting. You'd look at it and you'd be like, ugh, how could anybody use a website like that? In fact, if you used a website that looked even remotely like that today, you would be like, you might as well expect to be robbed. you know, because like they were so hideous. It was like, oh,
Right.
but they were so excited about it, right? And of course, out of that came Amazon and Google and some of these other services that have thrived and survived all throughout. Also, PayPal, right? eBay and PayPal as that partnership of a way to collect payment, and eBay is the arbiter of, you know, the merchandise and the payment, you know. So, that we take all that stuff for granted today, but it had to be fleshed out in a way that, oh, it was hard. It was very difficult to try and secure these things. You hear about people getting hacked, identity theft, people losing their credit cards, having to, you know, cancel accounts and get new cards. It was a whole mess of, you know, issues that made it difficult, okay? But CoinRequest, in its current state, to me, resembles PayPal of the 1990s, okay? It was at very early stage of how do you make it possible for people to request crypto from one another? And I know that was a long story to get us to this point, but that's exactly what I'm talking about here, is that it's going to take us a long time to see CoinRequest get to the level of PayPal, that kind of adoption where everybody's like, oh yeah, just, you know, CoinRequest it to me and I'll go ahead and send you the crypto. But since it's there, since it's now available, it's you know, it's ripe. It's ready to bloom and blossom and grow. And ZelCore has already integrated it. You know, we're one of the first platforms to integrate this. There's a couple other wallets that are doing it, but ours has the most assets available, you know? So it's going to be really cool to see how this continues to expand.
Absolutely, man. And this is simple. Just to give you an example of how it works. Let's say Goose remembers I owe him, you know, $50 for dinner. Goose opens up CoinRequest, selects the coin that he wants to in return, selects his payment address, then the amount that I owe him, and sends me a message, whether that's through WhatsApp, and it's just going to be a shared link, Telegram, email, Discord, whatever. Once I get the message, I can click a button that says pay using my ZelCore wallet, and then once I click that ZelCore request message, I select my coin and the amount's preloaded, and I click send, and it's seamless on both ends. Just very, very, very seamless process.
Absolutely. I'm going to highlight this in a video on our ZelHub YouTube channel, but in the meantime, you can check it out at CoinRequest.io. But what makes this thing even more powerful for us as ZelCore users, right? I don't even have to log into CoinRequest.io to create a request. I can do it all from within ZelCore. And this is the real power of it, right? So if I open up my Bitcoin wallet, I click on the receive button, then I can type in the amount that I want to request. I can type in a little message there so that I have a record of why I'm requesting this. For instance, like if I want to send, oh, I don't know, if I said like for the $50 dinner bill, right? I could put that, you know, for dinner, and then click on request payment. It would then send me over to CoinRequest.io, where I had choices to either copy a link, send an email, or send it in a chat message, several different options to make it easy for you to share that link with somebody else. And then as soon as they receive that link, all they got to do is click on it, and it will automatically open your ZelCore wallet. It will take you right to the wallet where the request was made. So if it's a request in Zelcash, then it'll take you to the Zelcash wallet. If it's a request in Litecoin, it'll take you to the Litecoin wallet. It's automatic. So it's I haven't seen anything work like this in crypto really to date. Like this is super duper easy. And I think it's really going to be good for ZelCore and CoinRequest, you know, a great partnership. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work with them and all the growth that we're both going to see from this.
No doubt, man. And like Goose said, he'll share the video. Also, Parker did a great job writing a medium up, just kind of talking about exactly how CoinRequest works, and you know, just a little bit more information about them and their project. So we'll make sure to link that as well.
Yeah, I'll get that down in the links below. One last thing that I did want to bring up is that if you're looking for additional information about the Zel ecosystem, some of the Zel projects that we've got working right now, we've got a new Git book for Zel. It's at zel.gitbook.io/ZelDocs. I'll go ahead and throw that down below, but ZelDocs is our documentation website where you can have all of the, hopefully most of the questions that you may have about either Zel as a currency or Zel nodes, ZelCore Plus, Zel ID, and some of the other projects that we've been working on. You can go there and read about them, learn how to set up your own Zel node, for instance, learn about some of the advanced features in ZelCore Plus, and where we're headed with these things. So it's a great resource. We'll also link that down below.
Well, Goose, man, I definitely enjoy catching up with you. Always good to get a new upgrade to the wallet and play around with it a little bit. And very excited about CoinRequest, and obviously ZelDocs is something that'll help all of our users and our community out. So, man, definitely wanted to say thank you for joining me today. And if you hadn't already, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Zel_core for our ZelCore account, and at ZelCash for our Zel account. And make sure to join us in Discord as well, discord.io/Zel. And then visit our new website, Zel.network. As always, thanks for joining us today. And until next time, you've been in the core, powered by Zel.